Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Sunday morning front porch story and coffee time. Today's cup is a quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson, and it says, "Finish each day and be done with it. You have done what you could. Some blunders and absurdities no doubt crept in. Forget them as soon as you can. Tomorrow is a new day. You shall begin it serenely and with too high a spirit to be encumbered with your old nonsense." So, excellent advice. Okay, here we go. So, here's a little story of little Johnny. You never know what Johnny's going to be up to. And but at this point, little Johnny, they say that he had intellectual difficulties, but evidently he hadn't, as we'll soon learn from this story. Johnny goes to clay modeling class in his school for special children, and he gets his piece of putty and he's modeling it. He takes a little lump of putty and goes to a corner of the room and he's playing with it. The teacher comes up and she says to him, "Hi, Johnny." And Johnny says, "Hi." And the teacher said, "What's that you got in your hand?" And Johnny says, "This is a lump of cow dung." The teacher asks, "What are you making out of it?" He says, "I'm making a teacher." Wow. The teacher thought, little Johnny has regressed. So she calls out to the principal, who was passing by the door at the moment, and says, "Johnny has regressed." So the principal goes up to Johnny and says, "Hi, son." And Johnny says, "Hi." And the principal says, "What do you have in your hand?" And he says, "A lump of cow dung." And the principal said, "What are you making out of it?" And Johnny says, "A principal." Wow. So the principal thinks that this is a case for the school psychologist. "Send for the psychologist," he said. So the psychologist, he's a pretty clever guy. He goes up and he says, "Hi." And Johnny says, "Hi." And the psychologist says, "I know what you've got in your hand." "What?" Johnny said. And the psychologist says, "A lump of cow dung." Johnny says, "Right. And I know what you're making out of it." "What?" Johnny said. And he said, "A psychologist." "Wrong," said Johnny. He paused, he looked, and he said, "Not enough cow dung." So I guess he wasn't as intellectually challenged as they thought. So no offense to all of the teachers, principals, and psychologists out there. Of course, we need you, and but it does connect a little bit. Obviously, it connects a lot with Ralph Waldo Emerson's thought. In other words, so if we have some blunders, on the day, don't let it stay there. Like, keep moving from there. Tomorrow's another day. Okay? And today's letter of Paul to the Ephesians reminds us that the love of Jesus is real. So that's one. And we're called to do good works. So today we could do three things. Let's not assume anything. as in this little story, because you know what happens when we assume, right? We all know that quote. You make an ass out of you and me, so we're going to knock that out there, and uh, and then let's discover where it is that we experience the love of God, and focus on what good work will I do today and this week. All right, everybody. So hang in there and be well and be safe. Take care.